Boom.
All right, we're preparing to go live.
Yep, 8:59.
Why am I Renee Jones this morning?
You have to change your name, Chris. You look nothing like Renetta.
I'm like, why?
I knew there was a clone of Renetta that came on.
Okay, I am going to, once you hear this meeting is being recorded, we can start. Myosha.
Yes, good morning, everybody. Welcome to 1 Million Cups. And today we are doing a very special presentation. We are doing a town hall meeting. We want to get your feedback on how we can support our community here in Fairfax, get speakers and give them the kind of support. And we want to get your ideas on today's meeting. I want to reach out to our space sponsor. And before I do that, I want to thank all our organizers who work very hard behind the scene. John Yu, John Rutenberg, Donnell Johns, Jen Dalton, Melinda Siegel, Renata Jones, Rosemary Savino, Tony Barnett, and Monty Miller. Thank you all for all the wonderful support you do every week. I want to reach out to John Yu, Office Evolution, a few minutes to talk about being a space sponsor.
Melinda, the slide.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Sylvia is gonna.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sylvia with Office Evolution. Here at Office Evolution, we have beautiful, affordable private offices, conference rooms, shared workspace, and we also offer virtual services such as a professional business address or phone services. So if you would like to come by and take a tour, we would love to show you around and we can discuss more in detail. Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Next, I want to go reach out to our coffee sponsor. Melinda, do we have the slide for the coffee sponsor?
It's right on, it's up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I think we had two people from there, right? Tony's team?
Hi, yes.
Did you want to add a few words about your company?
Yes, so here at Shirley Lou and Associates, I'm Olivia, and again,
I'm Lily.
And here at Shirley Lou Associates, we are securing people financial futures. We are in the financial services and insurance industry. We are actually looking for people to come on board, and we have a lot of projects coming up, TV shows, a lot of exposure coming up, so we need the help. And also, if you're between the ages of 18 and Tony said still breathing, then we can accept you, and we can train you, and yeah.
Yeah, we help create generational wealth for people, as well as just kind of exactly providing financial services on anything they do. So we specialize in index products. So that's when, when your money's in the market, you make what the market makes, but when it drops, the floor is zero. So it locks down. So you're not losing when the market's losing as well. So that's what we specialize in, is the index.
A lot of retirement planning. And yeah, me and Lily have been in here for about a year, and already we're building our own business within this, and we love it so much. So
we have learned an insane amount.
An insane amount. And we get a lot of value in here in Shirley Lou and Associates, and we're well trained. So if you want to contact us and for this opportunity, you can email me at oliviaayasah@gmail.com, or you can email Tony Barnett, and I'll put his email in the chat. So thank you so much for listening to us today, and have a great one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ever. Thank you. That was wonderful. Yes, and please do put out your information out in the chat so we can all reach out to you all and connect. I would now pass this over to Renata, who is going to take the floor.
Good morning, everyone. Melinda, can you advance, please? Thanks. So we are having a town hall discussion today, and we are focusing on our community. We have enjoyed having everyone join in, and whether new or continual guests. But today we're going to take the challenge question to you, and we want to know what is really working well in our 1 Million Cups community. Are there areas that you see that we need to improve? So just to give you some history, 1 Million Cups was established to lower the known areas of access to education, resources, and connections for all new and aspiring entrepreneurs in the US. We focus on presentations, not pitches, as we take in consideration and questions, insight, and feedback, and allow the community to provide that to other entrepreneurs. We believe in completely authentic connections, and we really want to know what we can do to help you. We started in February of 2019 in the Fairfax chapter of 1 Million Cups. Since then, we've expanded to bring in organizers. The organization has grown and created a network from 2021 up until now, where we're trying to bring in at least 15 organizers and have presenters scheduled out at least 5 to 10 weeks. And in order to do that, we need to grow the community. So we're definitely here to support you. We are looking for primarily businesses that are less than 5 years. However, we're also looking for businesses that are pivoting from any stage that are in need of any type of support from the community. We focus on business partners in the local community as well. So we have a few competitors, which would be pitch competitions, coaching, and business networks. We actually are different because of the fact that we don't do pitches. Our feedback is based on how we can help you grow and how we can connect you with people in the community. Same thing with coaching. Although we offer our feedback and support, we're not a direct line of coaching. And we offer a free community that is diverse in all industries. Let's see, what makes us unique? There's so many different things, as I've just spoken about the fact that we aren't focused on pitching, but more so about presentations that help encourage and grow other businesses. We are definitely community building, and we love to network. That is one of our key components. And we partner with the community in order to help build and grow you. So the question today is going to be focused around what areas can we improve, whether it's in the area of our weekly presentations, creating connections, or community engagement. And we're asking for ideas as far as presenters, who you may know, who you may connect us with, or who may want to connect. And then also how we can continue the connection after you present it. And if there's ideas as far as what we can do with social media, or even how we're having our meetings, whether or not it's the time to go back into face-to-face meetings. And also, as far as community partners, we're always looking to grow our network by having different coffee sponsors as well. So again, what is working really well in our 1 Million Cups community, and what areas can you help us improve in?
Thank you, Renata. So what we'd like to do now is open it up to the community. And we have 22 people on here. I imagine we have a lot of people who have presented in the past and maybe some people who haven't. And we'd really love to hear your feedback. Please raise your virtual hand. I'm not going to be able to see all of you if you're frantically waving because I can only see a few people at a time on my screen, but raise your virtual hand. We think this is a pretty great organization. There's many of you that come every week, so we feel like you must think that too. So what are the things that make this something that you come back to every week, and what are the things that we can do to continually improve it so that we can continue to grow? So again, please raise your virtual hand. I will call on you, and we can continue to make this community great. And actually, Melinda, I'm going to ask for this part. Why don't we, since this is more of a town hall, why don't we stop sharing screen so we can see all the, I can see everyone's face. I think it's a better, thank you, environment for that. So to start off, Chris.
Hello, good morning, 1 Million Cups. Can everybody hear me? Yes. Yes, okay, let me look at this camera. Well, I think it was back in 2019 when I presented at 1 Million Cups. And I've been in and out of some of the meetings over the last year with COVID. Since then, I've moved from Virginia to Harker Heights, Texas, right here near Fort Hood. But one thing I gotta say that I really enjoyed about it, and one thing that you guys are doing very well is I like the format with the question and answer feedback. That was valuable to me at that time with my business, Green Beret Media. I specialize in photography, video production, and podcast production for small companies and individuals, personalities that want to build their personal brands. So since then, what I learned from the feedback that I received at 1 Million Cups was I realized I needed to put some processes in place. And since then, I've implemented some processes, refined those processes, changed them out with some different processes. Now I'm here in Texas. I've actually I have a new location, so I have to redeploy those processes and get my clientele going here in the Texas area. So that was the hard thing. But thanks to what I learned from the feedback I received at 1 Million Cups that day, it put me on a path to just always asking for feedback, receiving it, implementing it, and not being afraid to stand up or raise your hand and say, I need help. So I applaud all of you who have put this together and created this platform for entrepreneurs to come and get some genuine feedback. And I look forward to see what happens in the future. And I probably need to connect with somebody out here in Texas. So that's what I'll be looking to do, to see who's 1 Million Cups out here in Texas. But thank you for having me. And thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Chris. And you're going to see I'm going to be writing a lot of this feedback in the chat just so we can collect it for our leadership team to review and go over in the future. Dan, you're up.
Morning, everybody. So I founded my business, Golden Rule, really started in 2018. And I've done a lot of networking over the last couple of years. And I don't know about everybody else on the phone, but after if you attend a BNI or a chamber or a Nexco, and after about 20 presentations, 30-second introductions, it gets to be really mentally taxing. And so the format of 1 Million Cups is just really helpful, right? It's not about you go around the room and everybody says they're 30 seconds. It's rather someone, as you know, presents, and some really smart people provide comments, because we all have our blinders on and we think things should be a certain way. And then when you hear alternative opinions and views and feedback that you hadn't thought of, that can be very helpful. And so, and the camaraderie especially during this time, just having people that you meet and know and go to, I think can be very helpful, especially when you start a business, because we all feel like we're out there alone sometimes, right? And so it is it's always nice to have other people to go to. So the format, the people, the camaraderie. So that's my 2 cents.
Awesome, thank you. So again, I encourage you. I very much appreciate what we've heard so far from Chris and Dan. The format, so we didn't necessarily do this in the beginning, but the 1 Million Cups is the same format nationwide, which is pretty awesome that you can go to any meeting and experience the same thing. But we want the Fairfax chapter to be thriving as much as possible. So you don't necessarily, obviously, like Chris, have to live here to take advantage of the Fairfax chapter. So what ideas do you have for us to continue having people in the pipeline, having presenters, keeping this meeting full of guests and presenters? And if you want to go ahead and just unmute yourself, you can go.
So it's Tom Shipe here. I'm the resident realtor, as we all know. I attend these meetings because of the people that you bring in. Most all of them have very interesting business models. Some I've never ever thought about or heard of, which is not amazing. But to follow up on what Dan Linder said from the very first meeting I attended, which was in person, it's been amazing to see these smart people that have been in that room, and just blows me away. But I'm happy to be a part of it, and I continue on to hope that you'll be able to recruit more and newer, interesting businesses to present. That's it.
Thank you, Tom. We do have a couple of hands raised. I've got Sarah and then Rosemary.
So I am going to be just really painfully honest right now, and it's something that I don't tell people very often, but if you know me, you probably think I'm very, very confident. I'm actually pretty terrified to talk in front of people. And so I think that one thing that's prevented me from presenting to 1 Million Cups is that I don't really know what I'm doing. And I want to make sure that I feel that I'm going to be successful, or I'm going to make myself look great and my company and get the help that I need without being terrified that I'm going to just mess something up or not have fit the format right or not have said the information that I should have. So one of my suggestions might be like a contact of someone, you know, if you want to present, someone that you can talk to, someone that could kind of be your buddy system. And I know once I learn it, I would be more than happy to be that buddy for the next guy.
Great idea, Sarah. Thank you. I'm going to try and summarize that in the chat. If I didn't get it right, please feel free to add more information. Rosemary, go ahead.
So a couple quick things. My business was presented, my business partner presented it. And I think like Sarah, it was helpful to get information after we put our hand up. But I think in advance of doing that, just taking 30 seconds and letting folks know the process. So for example, if you're going to present, you know, we will help you, you will get a one-on-one coach. This is the expectation. You don't have to talk for a long period of time and that kind of stuff. Also, what I would say is many of you know that I recently joined the organizing committee. One of the things that we're doing in an effort to get more presenters into the pipeline is to work with many of you folks that are networking and that are on a daily basis interacting with other companies. Even if they don't put their hand up and say they want to present, having them come to the meetings. So there are some groups, professional or associations and such that we're talking with to have them sort of evangelize that we're very different and that we provide peer mentoring and peer coaching for free, 100% focused on your business, and that it's a safe space. And so I think for the organizing committee, we can just put a small, we're here to help you in advance. So for folks like you, Sarah, that aren't as comfortable doing presentations, that you feel that we're not going to throw you out to the lions, because we're not lions. We're kitty cats.
Thank you. Okay, I've got Chris, Gresham, and then Lisa, I want to talk more about your question, and then we'll go to Melinda. So Chris, you're up next.
I'm just curious because for Sarah and Rosemary, what I'm hearing, and let me be correct and correct me if I'm wrong, is like you want to present, but no, there's not a guide there, right? So what I want to say to 1 Million Cups, I don't know what happened, because when I presented and worked with Donnell and Jen, somebody guided me through the process from start to finish. Now the public speaking part, that's on you. You know, that's on you. So to 1 Million Cups, I would say, I don't know what has happened over the last year, but I would say if that has not been the case, I think we need to pick the ball back up, because what these ladies are saying is not what I experienced.
Yeah, Chris, let me just refine what I was saying.
Okay.
After you put your hand up, then we give you the resources. All I'm suggesting is that in the recruitment stage, we let folks know that in a little bit more detail, that you're not alone, will help you. It's just messaging, because we're still here. I'm working with, for example, another presenter. We all work one-on-one with presenters. Of course, Jen and Donnell work with presenters. So that's not changed.
Well, so then, yeah, I would say that initial process, because I thought it was more like a volunteer thing, more like a recruitment. So, I mean, back to 1 Million Cups, you need to look at your process and see what you're doing, and outreach of how you're presenting your message. Your message is not clear, so you probably need to clear it up. And that's all I have to say about that.
Thank you, Chris. I think we hear it. I think Sarah brought up a great point. I think the process hasn't changed, but that we do need to clean it up and clarify to this to potential speakers, rather than wait until the speaker someone offers to be a speaker. So, yep, I think that's a great point. I think we're all on the same page. Once someone raises their hand is held the whole time through their presentation, but they have to raise their hand first, and they may be hesitant to do that. So I think that's a great point. Gresham.
Yes, I presented. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, so I presented, I have a podcast that I do every single day as well too. I presented about that, but one of the things that has helped me as far as like recruiting is getting people that have been on the podcast to recommend people. So that kind of comes back to like, I've been, a presenter, and I think it's awesome, what you all are doing. I think the opportunity and the space to be able to just kind of have a free flow of this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm thinking about doing, and just getting all that insight and feedback is absolutely huge. And then the recording on top of that was huge for me to kind of review. But I would say too that sometimes I myself forget about, 1 Million Cups, especially with all the pandemic and everything, but just maybe even having like, it doesn't, I guess, necessarily have to be a title, but like ambassadors or people that have been and even can be extensions of the leadership team as well too, just to say, hey, I presented here. As a matter of fact, here's my video, you can check it out. But also I think you'd be a great person. So I feel like that might also bridge the gap for, especially because I think your best advocates will be people like myself who have presented, who have gotten really phenomenal feedback and can kind of be your eyes and ears and extension to everything you all are doing. And that's helped me a lot with the podcast, is just, having guests that have been recommended to me, not just doing the outreach myself. So
awesome. I think that's a great idea. And that actually dovetails right into Lisa's question. So Lisa, you put in the chat, is there a group actively sourcing new presenters? I'll give you the short answer is there's no short answer. Yes and no. So there is not a specific group that is sourcing new presenters, but if I can put you on the spot, Lisa, and tell me what that looks like to you. What does that look like to have a group that is sourcing?
Sorry, I'm in my kitchen and with the fan on, so I have myself muted and my video off. So my question was really, I was I know Jen Rose may not be on the call today, but I was thinking about how, like, when you join a chamber, there are ambassadors that welcome you. There's like a membership committee. You know, for DC Fempreneur, the member organization where I'm the founder and CEO, I've been wanting to put together like a membership committee probably for the last 2 years. And it's something that's been suggested to me for, I don't know how long, but it's been difficult for me to get it off the ground because people have to come forward and say, sure, I'd like to be an ambassador. And also I have to go through the trouble of coming up with their criteria and what it means to be an ambassador. So my question is there a group of people who essentially are out looking for people, or essentially my comment matches what Gresham was saying, almost identical of, is there a group of people out there that are speaking on behalf of, or actively sourcing, or just in conversation, mention that there's an availability to present and get feedback for their business?
I imagine that will be on our next Monday's meeting of creating a group like that. So yes, I appreciate that, and having numerous people feel that have that on their list of things to discuss is super helpful. Next, we've got Melinda, then Renetta, and then Jeanette.
I have a question to everybody here. Did you come to 1 Million Cups as a presenter or as somebody who wanted to be part of the audience and helping companies and just watching and learning? And then that piece is, how do we find more of you? Do you know people? How do we find people that are looking for being a presenter? If you came to us initially as a presenter, and if you came to us to observe, then you said, hey, this is the right atmosphere, this is the right culture for me to present my business to, and this is where I'm stuck. That also is very informative to us as how we're looking to grow our community and how we want to find more people to participate, as well as more people to be presenters. So it's a question that I'm just curious of with the audience, and I don't know if you want to put your hands up real quickly. How about we do the clapping one, since hands are being waved right now for Marnie. But if you can put the clapping one up, if you came here as a presenter first, could you click on the clapping one icon just to get a feeling? Okay, three,
yep.
Okay, and then if you came here to be part of participating and or observing, could you now put your hands up as clapping?
Why don't we do thumbs up for that?
Oh, a thumbs up. Thank you. So we don't get confused. Great idea, Marnie. And it can be both too. 1, 2, 3. So it's about even.
What about other options? I came here because Jennifer Rose said, can you fill in for me? And then I loved it and kept coming.
I invited you before that.
I think that's a great point, Melinda, that we definitely have two different areas to enter, at least two different, right, Sarah? At least two different areas to enter, whether it's as a presenter or as a supporter.
One other, who came as a guest of somebody? And okay, yeah, why don't you just physically raise your hand? That's good, Sarah.
We've got a couple there.
Okay, so we have two. Okay, I just wanted to see how that broke down, because it makes a difference as we are really trying to find a lot of great presenters and who you guys know that you can include or invite to at least visit the meeting. And maybe that's the soft way in.
Thank you. Let's continue. And obviously these are not pitches that we do. However, it would be silly if we didn't encourage everyone on this call to continue inviting people as either presenters or observers to these meetings. So next would be Renetta and then Jeanette.
So I actually wanted to make a comment. When I first came to 1 Million Cups, I came in all three of those capacities. I was not Actually, I hated, like Sarah, speaking in front of people altogether. And when I did do my presentation, I made that very clear before I got started. And I think that from the organizer standpoint and comments that were made in the chat today, I think that we do have to get clearer on our messaging. I think that that's something that I've heard voiced several times today. So my question is to the other participants today, what would be ways that or channels that we could use once we do get our messaging clarified that would draw other people in? Because there's a lot of people with small businesses, especially in this DC metro area, that we would love to attract into 1 Million Cups.
Great question, Renata. I'll let you guys keep thinking on that while we have Jeanette talk.
Hi, good morning. I am a proud Texan. And I am, hi, Chris. Hi, Donnell. Hi, Renata. I joined this particular 1 Million Cups because of the enormous love that I received when I presented or when I participated in Veterans Grow America on May 1st at Fort Belvoir. So that's why I joined this particular 1 Million Cups. I am a member of 1 Million Cups in Fort Worth, Texas, but I come on an hour early to join you guys because of the love that I received when I was there with Veterans Grow America. Will I be presenting? Absolutely. This is my first day on this one. I was on the Maryland one last week, but this is my first day on this one. So I will be asking the question of who I need to talk to, so I can present one next week, because I do have a presentation prepared, but I just want to come in today to say thank you guys for what you do for entrepreneurs such as myself, and to just kind of listen in, and again, to say thank you all.
Thank you so much. I love that you got up an extra hour early for us. And as long as you go to the 1 Million Cups Fairfax website, you can apply to present, and we'll schedule with our next opening with you and make that, work with our schedule and your schedule. So we look forward to seeing that. Chris, you have your hand raised.
Yes. No, so to the question about how do we get the message out, or what channels or platform, so it's obvious we're all virtual. We're in the era of COVID and social distance. And I'm usually active on a lot of platforms, definitely LinkedIn. And I'm gonna just lead with, I don't know if I'm plugged into the 1 Million Cups feed, but I don't see anything really coming from 1 Million Cups on social. And if we want more people to come, because I'm a chapter lead at the Rosie Network, I could easily suggest to the entrepreneurs there to come to 1 Million Cups, because I know directly about the program. But since we're presenting on Facebook, I don't know what we're doing there. I know I'm plugged into the feed, but like I said, I don't see it because I'm plugged into a lot of feeds, and I see their messaging. And so my question would be like, what are we doing on Facebook? What are we doing on LinkedIn? Because people are searching for information and help. And I think this is a good way for people to come and get some genuine feedback, because it's hard to find this.
I think that's a great comment, Chris. We obviously do have a page, but we obviously could bump up our presence a little bit more. So I appreciate that. Nobody else has their hand raised right now. I'd love to hear some more comments. Oh, well, my 16-year-old across the table seems to raise her hand, but I'd love to hear from someone in the meeting. What other comments you have? Again, keeping in mind that we're looking for presenters as well as for attendees. There's a huge value in both. So, and I would venture to say, I could be wrong, but I'd venture to say that most people start as attendees before making the commitment to jump into to presenting. And I've had a few comments that indicate that, oh yeah, I actually have a network. I didn't really think about it. So what is it that we can do to help you more actively take advantage of that network? So Melinda, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, one of the things that question is really great for is what other groups do you belong to? That would give us a feeling of you're all entrepreneurs. What other groups really help you with business and are possible groups that we may want to reach out to, maybe even look at partnerships with, or ways that we can help them and they can help us. If you all can share some of the other groups or things that you do, it would be really helpful.
And I see John has his hand raised. John Foster.
Yes, thank you, Marty. So I've been coming here for, I don't know, it's been a couple of years, and I think it was Donnell that, I think Donnell was one of the first people I met. And this has been a great experience. I've not presented yet because part of that is I've been trying to figure out what is I'm going to present because of the number of things I do. But as far as groups go, one of the things I am involved with a number of career groups. And so that's people who are typically looking for jobs, but there are also people in those groups that are, thinking about going into business and thinking about, entrepreneurship. And so that's one area which I will definitely make an effort to push 1 Million Cups into, because I think from an audience standpoint, but as well as presenter standpoint, because I do know that there are people out there who are thinking about this because of, kind of where we are, people trying to figure out what it is they're going to do next. And this group has been tremendous from a support standpoint. And just, I think it's I've been to a couple of 1 Million Cups and I keep coming back here. So I appreciate everybody here. And I think really looking at some of those groups from a career standpoint could be helpful in our, mission to, grow the group.
Thank you, John. And we hope you always keep coming back here. I have Rosemary, then Ken, and then Dan.
So I actually have a question for some of the attendees today. For those of you who lead groups, like Lisa, who's already put her hand up, who interact with other business owners and business leaders all the time or as part of your business, is there a reason you don't recommend 1 Million Cups when you're interacting with business folks, especially people who are looking for help or that are struggling? And again, it may be a messaging issue for us, or could we give you a flyer, or is there like an ambassador we could set you up with? We'd like to help you help your business friends.
Thank you. Yeah. And I think that goes to, what are our barriers? What are we missing that we on the inside think it's so accessible, but obviously not everyone sees it that way. So Ken, you're up.
I apologize for dropping in late. I had a conflicting appointment. And so this may be something that has been mentioned before. I know that you guys will stop me. This is a silly, wild idea. You've seen me as the representative of Tyson's Regional Toastmasters. So let me share something that's been going on in Toastmasters with the move to online meetings. And that is that people are coming together from all across the world. The reason I think that's relevant for 1 Million Cups is there are hundreds of chapters. So in thinking about filling the pipeline of speakers, we've had a number of speakers who've come to this 1 Million Cups chapter who are doing multiple 1 Million Cups presentations. And I remember people who are traveling the country, but that's so much easier online. And so is there a way that leadership could find speakers who are doing like those tours? Interesting entrepreneurs of different types that aren't necessarily located here, like the woman who spoke from Texas, who's doing a tour. And I think that might provide an opportunity to fill the speaker funnel with people who are looking for help from multiple 1 Million Cups chapters.
Great idea, Ken. Also working with some of the other chapters and communicating with them might be a great idea. I love that.
I don't know what infrastructure is in place to facilitate that within the 1 Million Cups community more broadly, but if there is a methodology for that communication to exploit that, that would be, so that's an idea. I throw it out there.
Appreciate it. We love all ideas. Nothing's too crazy.
Take that as a challenge.
Go for it. Go for it. I will say we only have a couple minutes left too. I'll throw that in too. So we're going to have Dan and then Chris, and then we're going to wrap it up because we do have a follow-up report that we're excited to get to as well.
So I belong to the resident chamber, and I would encourage, go to whatever chamber. I mean, you go to a couple of them, and I think networking groups are like comfortable shoes, right? You know the kind that fit versus the kind that look good but hurt your feet, right? You know, and so I think you have to try and different groups, and you meet people. Part of the biggest challenge that all of us suffer from is just lack of exposure, and people that know that you maybe you have a great idea and your business is really unique, but just having people know about it, right? And so when I attend networking groups, it's not necessarily that I'm expecting to get referrals as much as I need a lot of resources to help my clients, right? And so I like to meet people that I would put in front of my clients, right? Because if I need help, I know who to go to. So anyway, but the point is just go to various networking groups, and you'll find what fits you. And then, but it's exposure that you meet a lot of different people that you may not come in contact before. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Dan. And Chris, I'm going to let you wrap it up for us.
Okay, I'll be brief. What I'm going to do, because I'm part of the Rosie Network, we have several chapters of veteran entrepreneurs and military spouse that we're training 8 to 10 weeks. I have 16 students at this time. I would definitely present that. Like Rosemary mentioned, if I could have a flyer or something to make sure I'm sending the right message to the audience and point them to 1 Million Cups, that would be great. Stephanie Brown is the CEO of this, so that might be something, because they're all over the place, and these entrepreneurs are looking for resources. We could only give them so much as leads and SMEs that's coming to talk to them. But if they have an opportunity to come to 1 Million Cups and put their business on display and get some feedback, especially some of them who are in the startup, I think it would be awesome. So I'm open for that. And I definitely am guilty for not spreading the word. And I think that's what all the alumni need to do, is spread the word about 1 Million Cups.
Awesome. Thank you. And I was going to volunteer Jen Dalton, but she did it herself, that she will revamp the flyer and make sure that we have an appropriate flyer ready for you. So, and for everyone. So thank you guys so much. There's amazing comments in the chat. We're going to capture all this and definitely as a leadership team discuss it. So I'm going to move on, and I think we bring it back to Myosha to wrap up who is doing our follow-up.
Yes, thank you. So actually, I need a little bit of help with the follow-up.
So good morning, all. And I just want to thank everybody for all of your feedback. Today we had a 1 Million Cups on 1 Million Cups Fairfax. And your feedback was tremendous. I especially appreciate the candor from everyone that provided feedback. Back in 2019, we started 1 Million Cups Fairfax, and it has grown tremendously since then, and we couldn't do this without you. So I want to thank everyone, that, participates on a weekly basis. And I want to ask you to invite other entrepreneurs on and let them know that this is not a pitch presentation, but this is a way that we can, help them get feedback in a way that doesn't damage their business. They can come in and go, hey, I need help with this. And there's people here that, won't judge them, but actually help their business. That message is important that we share it, because there's not a lot of locations where they can get that type of help. You know, most networking groups, you know, like BNI, which is a great organization, but you know, you go around the room and you're basically putting yourself on display, you know, pitching your business for someone to do business with you. But here, you come in and actually getting help and feedback to grow your business in a way that can take you to the next level. So make a conscious effort to say, hey, come to 1 Million Cups, you know, be in our audience and learn a little bit about the organization, and then put your application in and you will get help. You know, just like everybody said here, is once they became a presenter, we helped them through the presentation, and, you know, they weren't in this thing alone. And so again, I like how Chris said it. He said, put your business on display and get feedback. And that's exactly what we do, is we put their business on display, and then we allow them to get feedback in a genuine way. So thank you all. The person that we have to give us an update today is Chris McPhee, who presented. It's been a little over a year now. Like he said, he's in Texas, but I know you gave a sneak peek of it in the beginning, but if you can let people know how your business has grown. And then I want to talk a little bit about Chris's business and what he's done for Veterans Grow America. I actually wrote it in an email this morning, but I want to kind of give him his flowers in front of everyone. So go ahead, Chris.
Well, thanks, Donnell. Everybody here at 1 Million Cups, once again, the guy who's been running his mouth all morning. So overall, like I said earlier, the feedback I received was right on point. It was overwhelming, and I had to take some weeks and some time to process. I had a Ziploc bag. I still have it today. I have a Ziploc bag of all the little Post-it cards and all the notes that were given to me, and I have those, and I've gone back to revisit that Ziploc bag when I'm stuck and I'm trying to figure out what's the next move. So when I presented at 1 Million Cups, I was primarily focused on definitely event photography, headshots at the time. And then COVID hit, I had to recalibrate because events shut down. So that shut down all event photography for me. Professional headshots shut down because everybody's like, I'm not going to work. I really don't need a headshot. I need to figure out what this coronavirus thing is going to do to us. And I was home and I started putting in some energy into my podcast and just learning and knowing what I know about networking. I use the podcast to network and build relationships and continue to stay top of mind of the clientele that I built. And I was able to do that. But at the same time, I kept going to that bag like, hey, I need a process for this. I need a process for that. Because that was my big takeaway from the day I presented at 1 Million Cups, and all the feedback that I received was like, hey, Chris, you need processes. You need to get some processes in place. And it was over and over the audience, it gave me that feedback. So I always think about that when I'm stuck. I'm like, why am I stuck? Is there a process in place for this? Is there some way I can automate this? Because I'm a one-man show right now, and the competition with a camera is enormous because everybody is a photographer now, that we all have mobile phones and we're able to capture video and photo all over the place. So that little bag has been my go-to to help me solve problems, you know, legal, accounting. I've reached out to many of the folks in the audience to help me with legal issues in accounting and HR. And some of them I've also been able to look at collaborating and doing other things with them. But now that I'm here in Texas, I've done some restructuring, a little bit more. I've been able to, what I've learned with that, with the processes, is present myself to a corporation. So I just finished a video project with another Military Partners is the name of the organization, a nonprofit, and they had a contract with L'Oreal to create a video training module, and I was able to do that in Dallas about 3 weeks ago. So I'm moving more into, you know, working with corporate clients and doing video production. This summer, I'll be filming a documentary with the Race Across America with a organization called the 1 Mile Project, and we're gonna go from Oceanside, California, 3,000 miles all the way to Annapolis, Maryland, like 7 days. And I'm the director, producer, and one of the lead videographers for that. And I'll be producing a film later on this year for that. So back to my little bag of processes, and I've been able to do all this from the feedback that I receive on the processes that all the people and the entrepreneurs, all the smart people in the audience gave me, and was like, hey, Chris, work on your processes. So to everybody, the 1 Million Cup staff, everybody who's put it together, Donnell for the connection that I made through him. And then, you know, Jen, I met her at the holiday pop-up, and they helped me walk through the process of getting my presentation together. But it was an awesome time to just put my business on display and get some genuine feedback. And that's what I'm realizing with Rosie Network. A lot of people, you know, they're operating in a silo, and some of people are just afraid to go out. But I think it's more so they don't know, they don't want to be vulnerable, so they have to build some trust with people. And I think this is a good forum for people to come in and actually, you know, express what they're thinking and not feel like they're going to get their plane shot out of the air. So I'm going to stop there, and I want to say to all of you, thank you again. Thanks a million. And hey, let's keep it going.
Thank you so much, Chris. And I want to just thank, first of all, the 1 Million Cups organizers. We couldn't do this without you on a weekly basis. We've been doing this since 2019, and this has been amazing. I do want to give a big shout out to Chris real quick. When we first started talking about Veterans Grow America and Veterans Grow Virginia, it started on a napkin, and we took that napkin and where we were able to display it through the pictures and videos that Chris did at that first event, and catapult us to the Macy's of the military, which is AAFES. And we have a bunch of people on here, you know, from Veterans Grow America who also participate in this event. So it's been an amazing journey. So thank you for everything that you've done, Chris, and thank you to the VGA team that's on here. Jeanette, you know, we got 2 people from Texas this morning, Chris and Jeanette. I don't know how many other people that we have from out of state, but you guys, thank you for coming in. I also want to thank Karen, which is one of our partners, for, you know, helping us. 1 Million Cups was an idea that we had, myself and Rod Lowe just sat down with her, and she was just like, yes, we can make this thing happen. So they took it under their wings and made it a program that's under the Fairfax EDA. And so we're thankful for you, Karen, and your vision of allowing us to be a part of the Fairfax EDA community and promoting us through your channels. Again, before we jump off, I just want to say, invite a friend, invite them to present. We'll take good care of them, and we'll make sure that they look, you know, good like rock stars. Are there any questions or any feedback? If not, we have about 7 minutes where we can just kind of hang out and network with each other.
Dead silence.
Feel free.
Actually, I wanted to say something really quickly. Sarah White is representing Central Fairfax, and we want to thank you guys too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I didn't realize I was going to be doing Central Fairfax this morning, but there's lots of great things on the calendar. So please take a look. I did want to, sorry, I had it pulled up here for you, talk about a couple of things that are going on. There's actually an event today.
Do you want me to get it?
If you wouldn't mind, that'd be great.
Sure.
There's an event a little later on today that you may want to check out.
Here we go.
Oh no, that's not that's last week's.
Oh wait, I've got it. Was this it? No, it's not there. I don't have it.
No, it's just the calendar.
I allowed her to share her calendar. So if she wants to share, she can.
So I'm gonna stop share. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Sorry.
All right. All right. So anyway, Jean Humbrick has a live coming up that you may want to check out with Flight Philo. We have some co-working opportunities with the chamber in Fauquier County. So if you haven't had the opportunity to work with them, we've got a lot of great events coming up with women in commerce and some other great topics. So please feel free to check those out. The Leadership Fairfax Board of Supervisors virtual exchange is always very informational if you like to keep up on policy going on in the area, but please check out the calendar for lots of great activities coming up that very much relate to small businesses.
Karen, do you have any events or anything that you'd like to share?
Hi, Donnell. Thank you so much. And congratulations to all your hard work, you and your leadership team for 1 Million Cups Fairfax County. We're glad to be a part of this and to help promote the event. It is on our calendar and we are always mentioning it in any of our events. And so it's just good to be a part of something that's so awesome and that is sure to help aspiring entrepreneurs or those entrepreneurs move a little further along the road in their entrepreneurial journey. With that said, we do have a couple of events scheduled. There's one day happening, I believe it's at noon. It is about the Richmond Highway. If anyone is interested in learning about the development opportunities along the Richmond Highway, please make sure that you register for that. We are hosting that in partnership with BizNow and Fairfax County Government. It is a free event, a webinar. And then tomorrow we have a virtual career fair that is targeting entry-level professionals. So I hope that you all will share that information for anyone that's recently graduated from college or anyone that's in the business of looking for a job. And lastly, if anyone is in need of assistance to either start, grow, or expand their businesses, I encourage you to reach out to either myself or my colleagues for assistance. I put a little blurb in the chat box about the services that the EDA offers. It is not limited to what is written here. However, feel free to give me a call or send me an email, and I look forward to assisting you. Thanks again for the opportunity to share information about our events and about the organization.
Thank you so much, Karen. Is there anyone else that wants to share an event or something that they have going on in the community?